the time has come for the lion to tell his own story. Yeah, the one them called Celestial represent for the mighty lion voice. And this a shook up your planet tectonic. As me sip up my roots and tectonic. And you can't make me jump nor get panic. Have the engine a run like mechanic. Room.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Ras Tafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice, Ras Tafari.
So going to Howard, then I had an experience in South Africa with my grandma during Africa Unite.
Okay.
This is in 2007 now. And that kind of, again, redirected the trajectory of my work, because I came into contact with young people from the continent who were challenging me to do more. And they weren't trying to challenge me like do more. They were just like, yo, we're so inspired by what you're doing, like what you're saying here right now. Like, so what are you doing? And I was just like, I'm at Harvard, you know, I'm a student, class on Monday, you know, and I was just like, for real, what am I doing? And I left Howard and I went to film school in Miami. And this is where Patricia Scarlett, I come in contact with Patricia Scarlett, who wants to do a documentary about Rastafari around the world. Okay. And we go on this journey to 8 countries around the world to learn about the roots and the evolution of Rastafari. So even my own evolution as a young woman, like I showing you like my artistry, my art, and also like me. It was my first time traveling so far by myself with nobody from my family, and not on a tour. Like, we're not going for no music. Like, I'm going to know research and engage, and like I'm in my early 20s at this point, you know. So this was very eye-opening, because going to places like even Israel that's so hot topically right now, and seeing that there was so much reggae music that was happening there, and not really understanding like how does that really work.
The year is 1892, and the land of Ethiopia has been experiencing 4 years of terrible famine and drought. They call it the Kikuken, or the evil days. At least 1/3 of the human population and 90% of the cattle have died. The hyenas have feasted on so many carcasses that they have become overweight and barely able to move. Just when the people could take no more of the evil days, a woman named Wasiro Yeshimabet is giving birth in a place called Erjersa Gora. This is her 9th attempt to bring forth new life. Her previous 8 attempts only resulted in death. Will this child live? Thankfully, a healthy baby boy is born. His first cries are drowned by thunder and lightning flashes across the night sky. The heavens open up and torrential rain starts to fall. Ethiopia's drought is over, and the baby boy is given the name Tafari, meaning one to be feared or respected. Lich Tafari's father, Ras Makunin, is a very important man in 1892 Ethiopia. Although he is overjoyed at the birth of his newborn son, he cannot spend much time with him. Ras Makunin is the governor of Harar and must get back to the famous walled city to deal with its affairs. Furthermore, he is the foreign minister of Ethiopia, and having traveled to different places in Europe, he is very aware of the material and military advances they have made and the looming threats they pose to his country. Ras Makunin knows that the majority of Ethiopians have no idea what is coming, and that he has to work that much harder to secure the realm. Lich Tafari would grow up to become the legendary emperor, Haile Selassie I. To understand his journey, we must first understand the Ethiopia that he was inheriting, and what it was like when he was born in 1892. Get your copy of Kwesi Bansu's book, Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1, The Rise of the Priestly Warrior Kings, and increase your knowledge about the history, politics, and culture of Ethiopia in 1892, and how it connects to the rest of African and world history at the time. Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1 is available for purchase at www.bookmanexpress.pub. Please visit for more information.
Talk to us about your first film, A Rasta's Journey, because I usually ask my Rastafari guests what their journey was to Rastafari, but I actually made a film, you know what I mean, about it, and that was one of the seminal moments, you know, in even knowing the eye and seeing the eye go around the globe to promote, and I know that was a massive overtaking. So talk to us about that journey.
Well, Rasta Soul's Journey, we started shooting that film in maybe 2007 or 2008. But before we even reached there, after I left stage in Jamaica, after being on stage for like 4 years straight, so between 18 and 22, I'm on stage acting.
Okay.
I'm everywhere. Billboard, bus back, everywhere. And as a young person, you know, I had a car accident, and after that car accident, it really kind of just humbled me to redirect this idea of celebrity or platform, and it became a lot more personal, you know. So I stopped trying to pursue a career. I realized no, in reflection, I stopped trying to pursue a career and just tried to be an artist. You know, so anyways, I went to Howard University, HU, you know, and that's where that's where we met during that time at Howard, which was a very powerful time in my story too, because this is me living in America for the first time, like living. Travel to America all the time, stay there, but now living on my own in a different city than the rest of my family, and just realizing that Washington D.C. is like a big ghetto.
Yeah, because that was right before the gentrification. Time that it never fully set in yet.
No, and so like being on the outside, you think Washington D.C., White House, like people in necktie and whatever it is, and I'm just like, bro, there's so much culture in the city, like, you know, go, what? All right, okay, like there was a whole other thing that was happening, and that's when I really started to understand a little bit of the dynamics between like Black Americans, you know, and like people coming from the Caribbean, coming from Africa, like the diaspora is in this, and it's my first time.
There's no better place than Howard University to experience diaspora. You know what I mean? Because you see Black people from all over creation.
All over. And that started to give me a little bit more insight into the psychology again of the diaspora, and realizing that we in ourselves are so diverse, and that needs recognition and space to talk about the similarities and the differences and the history that we've inherited, that it's so hard to talk about sometimes, you know? So going to Howard for a few years, I met one of my best friends, Falani.
Big up Falani, big up, the gardener, the farmer.
Okay. And Idor, connecting with Idor, and like just seeing Rastafari exist in a different way, because it's not how it exists in Jamaica. Idor is a proper organization, not to discredit any other organization, but just seeing how organically it came together and how structured it was, and the principles being so accessible, you know, because sometimes with Jamaica there's a little bit of, if your head don't cover, you can't come in here, or you know, and these things, I get it, but you're also, you know, excluding people at the same time, and you know, creating unnecessary emotions for anything. So through that. So going to Howard, then I had an experience in South Africa with my grandma during Africa Unite.
Okay.
This is in 2007 now. And that kind of, again, redirected the trajectory of my work, because I came into contact with young people from the continent who were challenging me to do more. And they weren't trying to challenge me like do more. They were just like, yo, we're so inspired by what you're doing, like what you're saying here right now. Like, so what are you doing? And I was just like, I'm at Harvard, you know, I'm a student, a class on Monday, you know,
Yeah,
and I was just like, for real, what am I doing? And I left Howard and I went to film school in Miami. And this is where Patricia Scarlett, I come in contact with Patricia Scarlett, who wants to do a documentary about Rastafari around the world.
Okay.
And we go on this journey to 8 countries around the world to learn about the roots and the evolution of Rastafari. So even my own evolution as a young woman, like I showing you like my artistry, my art, and also like me. It was my first time traveling so far by myself with nobody from my family, and not on a tour. Like we're not going for no music. Like I'm going to know research and engage, and like I'm in my early 20s at this point, you know. So this was very eye-opening, because going to places like even Israel that's so hot topically right now, and seeing that there was so much reggae music that was happening there, and not really understanding like how does that really work. And the same thing with India, going to India and going and meeting the sadhus, going far up in Varanasi and going by the river Ganges and learning the history of the word ganja, and even the history of my own name, Donisha.
Wow.
In my name, Donisha is the word Nisha. And Nisha in Sanskrit means the transition between dark and light.
Okay.
So it's like twilight time, like that magical time.
Yes.
So
and for those who are not familiar, you know, because people would be marveling that you come from the Marley family, which is most known from Rastafari, but you're having this journey to Rastafari, and this, you know, this is something that we talk about on this channel in terms of second generation. We're having this discussion about second generation, and what we're realizing is that, I mean, we know this, but it's an inborn concept. You can't, you can't pass it from parent to child. Each person has to have that experience on their own to really fully be Rastafari, and we're seeing that. And I had that journey. I recommend the film to everyone, and we'll talk about how they can access the I ecosystem and support the I ecosystem.
Yeah. Well, I Selassie the first is the Almighty, and this is the Chasmach Kwasi. Well, let's face it, the situation on earth shows us that we have to return to the basics. The relationship between the man and the woman, tell me what else going to replace it. Well, enough of them get a chance at true love and waste it. If there's a chance for love, then let us make it. Well, then I've been waiting for the right time. That's why I'm always on the grind. I've been thinking about you at night time. Rakuman, you're always on my mind. I pray the Almighty make my light shine, so maybe one day you'll be mine. And together when our energies combine, we'll create life, we're so divine. Yo, I know life is never hopeless. I know that she know that he know. She noticed that he focus on how to be her man. See her in the dance, realize he need a plan. Eye contact, she look at him, he look back. He bust a two-step to show him soul intact. He start sweat, he dancing as he approach. She smile when she see him start dance close. She turn her back, Then she wind down low. He follow like a whining pro. Her body show how she want things without them both smile when she start whine slow. Hey yo, then I've been waiting for the right time. That's why I'm always on the grind. I've been thinking about you at night time. Black woman, you're always on my mind. I pray the Almighty make my light shine, so maybe one day you'll be mine. And together when our energies combine, we'll create life we're so divine. Yo, check out the situation. We was together since before the plantation. Complication, they put us on some ships. Used to hold her close, almost lost my grip. Got caught in a holocaust, tried to resist. I had to endure the dogs and the chains and the whips. And now they study your hips, they copy your lips. And then they try kill your sons. They don't want us to exist, they don't want us to be rich. Much less to own wealth, they dug a ditch. Babylon, they made us kill ourselves. It's time to build ourselves, cause the way they live now is pathetic, and our destiny is prophetic. Ras Tafari said it, the word made flesh. Africa await our prince and princess. Have to tell you straight to me, I show interest when me see how you are gonna whining at your long dress. And me hear you DNA, them say it that the strongest. And them call your mother earth, cause you they are the longest. Now you in a Babylon, them treat you like a conquest. I take you to the motherland and treat you like a empress, yes.